Hi, hello. A warm welcome to all. I am Haripriya, Assistant Professor, Department of Costume Design and Fashion. So this video is about Oeko Textiles. So this is a continuation of the medical textiles, automobiles and Oeko Textiles. Those are different types of textiles. We are going to see about Oeko Textiles. What is Oeko Textiles? Oekotech is ecological protection textiles, the technical textile engineered for environmental protection, sustainability and ecological preservation across the critical applications. So, this is mainly concentrated on environmental protection. Even though there are many textile fields, the Oekotech is a main concept of protection field of environment. Next one is safeguarding R. So, landfill liners, high performance barriers that prevents the hazardous leakages from contamination of groundwater and surrounding soil ecosystems. So, if you are using some synthetic fibers, even though it is a protection purpose, but it leads to some issues. So that to avoid those things, we are producing some prepared Oeko textiles for landfill liners, toxic waste sealing. Those textile materials designed to contain and isolate dangerous materials, protecting the communities and natural habitats. So, if you are using some textile materials in the gardening purpose or in road construction purpose, dam construction purpose, if it is used mainly in filtration process, so it should be isolating the dangerous materials and protecting the communities from the natural habitats. Erosion control, durable mats and geotextiles that stabilize the slopes, prevent soil loss and maintain the landscape integrity in vulnerable areas. So, mainly this Oeko textile concentrated on soil erosion, preventing the contamination of soil, groundwater, and it produces or provides the safety to that natural habitats also. Landfilling production system. So, this technology, the Oeko Textiles liner serves as a first line of defense against the environmental contamination. This engineered textile creates the impermeable barriers that prevents the toxic leachage from the migrants into soil and groundwater systems. Modern landfills liners combines the multiple layers of geotextiles and geomembranes, providing the redundant protections that meets the stability environmental regulations with withstanding chemical exposure and mechanical stress over decades of services. So, mainly this protects the toxic substances or toxic materials and to maintain the proper landfills and proper land without a contamination. Next one is contribution to a greener future, lightweight solutions and lightweight fibers and biodegradable fibers. This is the contributing to a greener future. This is the main concept of producing the Oekotech materials. Natural fiber applications. So this is mainly concentrating on cotton, nylon, linen and coir and other natural offers the temporary erosion control of soil stabilization. These eco-friendly solutions are ideal for construction sites, landscaping projects and ecological restoration initiatives. As they decompose over 12 to 24 months, these natural textiles enhance the soil structures and fertility while vegetation establishes a permanent root system. This approaches eliminates the disposable concepts and supports circulation economy principles. So, the natural fibers, even it is used for further purpose of Oeko textiles. For a later period after the lifetime of it was considered, it was changed into a fertility material also. Ensuring the environmental quality, the textiles are governed by the rigorous international standards that guarantees the safety, sustainability and performance throughout the production life cycle. Oekotech standards are 100. So, there are some standards also in the Oekotech. It is mainly concentrated with the standards also, so that to give a proper products. So, Oekotech standard 100. Comprehensive textiles for harmful substances with classification systems for different applications and baby products to home furnishing and decorative materials. Not alone in the geotextiles and other materials also, it is mainly concentrated also in home textiles and cloth textiles. So that there are some standards has to be followed. For if we are exporting some products, we need to follow some standards. Based on the standards only, the product has been given certified and it also exported, given permission for exporting. So the Oekotech standards are somewhat different. Next is GOTS certification. GOTS is a global organic textile standard, that is called as GOTS. GOTS verify the organic status for raw material harvesting through environmentally and socially responsible manufacturing process. Next is REACH regulations. European framework for regulations, evaluations, authorizations and restrictions of chemicals ensures the safe handling of chemical substances throughout the protection. Next is eco label. The significant ecological criteria that minimize the water pollution, reduces the hazardous substance uses and promotes the environmental excellence across the entire supply chain. So this is main 4 concept of qualities. Next one is REACH chemical safety framework, comparison chemical control. The regulation, evaluation, authorization and restrictions of the chemical, that is REACH regulation, represents the EU's most comprehensive chemical safety legislations. REACH requires the manufacturers and importers to identify and manage the risk associated with chemical substances, ensuring that Oekotech products meets the highest safety standards for both human health and environmental protection. If we are using some dyes and chemicals, so that we need to concentrate on everything to avoid any issues to both human and environment. This standards are used mainly for avoid those things that is causing some hazardous issues. To avoid those things, the REACH is a main chemical safety framework. Impact of certification standards. So if it is 100 plus harmful substances tested under Oekotech standards 100 certification process protocols, 70% water reduction, potential water saving through EU's eco-friendly EU label certified production processes, 95% organic contents, minimum organic fibers, requirements for GOTS certifications in finished goods. So these are all the certification mainly concentrated on Oeko Textiles. Future of ecological products. So though we are using those standards to make a product using the Oeko Textiles concentrated on those things, if we follow those standards, it leads to some many good ideas for us. Oekotech represents the intersections of engineering innovations and environmental stewardships, delivering the technical textile that protects our planet while meeting the demand performance requirements of modern infrastructure and industry. As regulatory standards evolve and sustainability becomes the increasingly critical, Oekotech solutions will continue the advancing the frontiers of the environmental protection through material science, responsible manufacturing and circular economical principles. Thank you.